Modeling that wasn't really for me. I wasn't able to like actually like express myself the way I wanted to, and I did it because at the time I was a lot younger and it was really good exposure and I got to meet a lot of people and there was nothing else like, it was just all my friends were doing it, so I just decided to do it. The difference between that and what I'm doing now is like I'm in full control of like what I want to do, whereas like I just get booked for a shoot, didn't like wear the clothes I wanted to wear, I was styled and it wasn't like, it didn't represent me, so not like shaming the modeling industry or anything, but yeah, it was just, I didn't really enjoy it that much, and it's a weird industry because it's based, you're judged on your appearance, like, do you know what I mean? So like, people will literally treat you a certain way based on how you look. It's a bit weird, but yeah, like it was good while I did it, so I'm not like, I enjoyed it, you know. So Zach okay started it, like he was making music. I've known him for a while, since we were like 10, and he wanted to start this like label kind of collective thing. So like we did it for, I think it lasted for like just under a year, and we got all these artists together and like we'll just do random sessions. We used to do this thing on Sundays. We all just meet up and go to a friend's studio and we just like play beats and just freestyle. But like what that did was it allowed us to find our sounds and just get more comfortable in like being in a studio and just creating. It wasn't even like a serious thing at the start. We were all just like vibing, you know. And obviously Zach left, went to London, so yeah, stopped then. But still, like it's still, even though it stopped, it did stop on Instagram and stuff. But we still continue doing that. Like we still all meet up and make music, and then that's kind of where Chamomile developed from. Chamomile Records, you know. That came about from just being around everyone that was making music, like Adolescent sounds. That was like all Adolescent sounds. It came about from just all of us making music. I saw someone, I think Abby dropped something on SoundCloud. I was like, shit, I need to drop something too. And then I just, I wrote that, like it was just over like some YouTube beat, and then I just recorded that and recorded it and just released it on SoundCloud, because there's no pressure when you're releasing something on SoundCloud, but like, I feel like a lot of people didn't take me seriously back then because it was on SoundCloud, but like I've been making music for years, you know? I think that the misconceptions are that it's purely about the music and they just disregard the business side of things, because like it's like 50% business, if not more. Not 50% business, 50% music, and like especially when you're coming from a place like Ireland, you kind of need to get the business side of things right, and like it's not just about the music. Unfortunately, if it was, that would be beautiful, because then people would just create music and it would do well. But it's so much more than that. There's depth to it. There's marketing. There's pitching to playlists. All that bullshit that artists don't want to hear. But it's just, you need a team. You need like the right team around you. You know, I think that when you see a successful artist, you don't just see, everyone just sees one artist, but there's so much behind it. And yeah, I think that those are the misconceptions, that it's just purely about the music. It's a lot more than that. I remember saying before I released, I was like if I released, I was like, I just want to have more than 1,000 streams, because it's just, you know, when on Spotify it has like less than 1,000 streams, it just looks bad. I was like, I just want to have more than 1,000 streams. So I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting it to get that kind of response, but I'm grateful that I've gotten that support from the get-go, from people actually liking the music, you know. I've always said I want to have a fan base in Ireland, because this is where I'm from. Music is about where you're from, so if I don't have the backing of my actual city, then I don't know, like it doesn't really feel that, I won't feel that level of accomplishment if I can do a show everywhere else, but I can't do a show in my own city. I think that getting a cosign from people here is really important, because like building a fan base where you're from, like people are gonna understand what you're speaking about in your music. When you like, you just get way more respect from other artists. Like it's like a lot of artists, I don't personally understand, maybe I don't understand when artists say that like they want to leave and go to a different country. I'm like, this is where you're from, so if you're going to a different country and you haven't like made an impact where you're from, then I don't think you're gonna really get accepted in somewhere else. I may be wrong, but that's my opinion, you know? I think that it's really important to get like support from your own people, you know? So yeah, I think it is important. It is definitely is important for sure to get those cosigns from like shout out like Tara Stewart, Peter Curtin, like Man, just all the people, all those guys that I've been supporting for a long time, you know, since I've been releasing music. Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't even.
Yeah, with that being said, how do you feel about snippet culture around humans like evolve? Our attention spans aren't the best.
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
Those guys.
like, was that do you believe that was a good idea? Like, do you feel like it done the song justice with just a snippet? Do you think that like that was enough for like the average human mind right now?
I actually wanted to shoot a video for it, but I just said I'd free it. But I wanted to have a video, like some content, because I needed to show people how I actually really felt when I first made that song. Yeah. So that short clip is literally like how I was feeling when I made that song, because it's like an uplifting tune. So I needed to have some kind of visual, like representation to go with the song, if you know what I mean. So I just had. I just got my guy Sam to just shoot something short. We did that in like a day. But expecting like I'm gonna have visuals for most of my shit for the rest of the year. But yeah, it's like everyone's attention spans are short, as you said. So like you need some things. If I'm not gonna be able to release a music video, I still need like a short promo video or something, you know? But yeah, I know people wanted to see a music video for that, but yeah, unfortunately. It's a thing where the artist changes a bit, because the bigger you get, the more you grow, and like the more, I guess, in some cases you're more controlled by the industry. So I think that the early stages of an artist are the most authentic like stages, because you don't really have a pressure of a label. You're doing exactly what you want. So all the fans that you're gaining there and then are just they're really connected to your music. So I can understand that, man. Yeah. I get that. There's some artists that like I've loved when they first started, and then I kind of lost interest. I wouldn't turn on them though, but I'm like, oh, I liked you I like the early stage stuff. But as you grow, and also like, you can't expect an artist to make the same music from when they start to like 2 years time, because you go through different life experiences that changes the kind of music that you're making, especially when you're making music that is what you live, you know? So you talk about different things while you're growing as an artist, you know? I may be an early artist now, I'm speaking about my struggle, and let's say like in a year's time I blow up, my struggles are going to be completely different, so the kind of music I'm going to be making is going to be a bit different, if that makes sense. People around me, my brother, like Guy, he's my younger brother, but he inspires me a lot. Like, he's always making music. He's only been producing for a year, and he's gotten so good. So like, he inspires me, because sometimes I'll be like, I wouldn't be feeling like that motivated and stuff, and I see him making music, it inspires me. Also, I'm inspired by a lot of like independent artists, because that's what I want. That's the kind of route I want to go in, because I'm trying to have. It's not about the money for me. It's about like control, I guess, and it's about. Yeah, it's really about the terms. It's about the terms. So I'm trying to stay independent for as long as I can, and I look up to artists like independent artists like Tom Mitch, Brent Fayaz, Georgia Smith. They're all independent artists, and it's really cool to see how artists like that are independent, and they're still like, they've made a massive name for themselves, and they have full control of what they're doing, you know? So yeah. I regret not going out for dinner more with my friends and my family, and just sitting down and going out to eat, because like, you take that shit for granted. I regret not hosting more events. I miss events, I miss gigs, I miss just going out with no plans, but ended up finding like a bar or a pub to go to. I was gonna say I miss traveling, but I did a lot of that over summer, so like I kind of broke a lot of rules. But I just miss normal life. I miss interacting and socializing with people. Yeah, that's like, those are the few. I named more than 3 things there, but that's really it. So end of February, I have a song coming out with a music video. It's called and it's actually about just like, the whole concept behind it is about like toxic masculinity, and like I'm kind of dealing with it in a very like banterous way, and just speaking about things that guys go through, like guys not being open and being closed up and stuff like that. So that's what the song is about. And then I have a tune in March, a feature track, which I'm not gonna say in March. And then yeah, that's my first 2 months, 3 months.
Sweet.